Dale's Movie Reviews. Hey y'all, my name is Dale, and this is my very first movie review. So I hope you really enjoy it. The movie that I chose to review for my first one is called Back to the Future Part 2. And I wanted to watch it because so many people have been talking about it so much and everything so much lately. And it was the only one they had. They didn't have part one at my friend's house where I borrowed it from. So I thought it'd be real good, and it was. I liked it a lot. It stars Michael J. Fox. And his character is named Marty McFly. And what happens is he also is in it with a man named Doc Brown, who's played by Christopher Lloyd, and he's real good too. And also Lee Thompson, and there's a bunch of good ones. There's a bunch of other ones in it. It's real good. But anyway, it starts out, and Marty McFly's in his yard or something, and he's looking around, and you can tell he's real excited to be home and everything. And then his girlfriend comes out and everything, and then the next thing you know, someone comes in and drives right into their trash can. He knocks all their trash cans over and everything, and he gets out, and he's running around and everything, and he's putting garbage inside of the car. So I'm thinking, what's going on, What's going on? So it turns out that this man is Marty's doctor, and he has news about his children that he has to tell them about. So he gets them inside the car, and he starts driving around, and they're telling him about how his kids are in trouble and everything. So I'm getting real worried, of course, because I don't know. But anyway, then the next thing, this is my favorite part. This is one of my favorite parts. He goes up, and Doc Brown says, "We don't need no roads where we're going." And then the car gets out and it flies, y'all. The car can fly. It just flies right off in there and into space, and then we're off, and it's gonna be fun. I paused the movie at this point because I got very confused about why the car could fly and how and everything. So it turns out that it's a time machine, y'all. It's a time machine, and they're flying in through time. And so the next thing we know, it's the future. But it's today. It's 2015, so it's their future it's the future for them. And what happens is Marty has to get dressed up and pretend to be his child, and then he has to try to get his child out of some trouble. And Marty's girlfriend, she's gonna be his wife. She has to go to their house, and they have to get her back from their house in the future and everything. So there's a lot of running around. I don't want to spoil all the good parts for you, but there's a lot of running around and everything. And then what happens is, the big point that happens is that Marty gets this gambling book, and it's all the different sports scores ever or something. And he's like, "We can take this, doctor, we can take this into our times back when we go back, and we'll know all the winners and everything. We can put gambling on it, and we can make money, for your medicine and everything." And so, but the doctor, he says, "No, we can't do that. It's unethical." But what happens is, there's this man, his name is Biff, and he's real mean. He's a real mean man the whole time in all the movie. But he comes out and he hears what's going on. He says, "Oh, that sounds like a real good idea. I think I'll go back, because now that I know that this car, because what he found out was that the car is a time machine." So he says, "Now I'm going to go back in time, and I'm going to give it to myself back when I'm a child or something. And then that's how I'm going to get money. I'm going to be rich." So Doc Brown and Marty, they go back to their 1985 because they think they fixed everything with Marty's childs and everything. So then the next thing they know, that it's real bad, and Marty's house isn't his house anymore. Some other family lives there, and his mom is now married to Biff. His mom is married to Biff, and I told you Biff is real mean. So Biff is real mean to Marty, and he thought that he was in Switzerland even, because he had made him go all the way to Switzerland. And what happened was that Biff had bet all of his money on all these games, but he knew all the winners, so he always won, and he just made all kinds of money. And then he made the town into his own little, he just ran the town. And so Marty and Doc are like, "This ain't good." Marty's real daddy got killed, and Doc he had to go he went to prison or something, and just Biff is he's running amok. And so basically, Doc Brown and Marty have to connive a scheme. They go back in time, even further back in time again. They go back into the 1950s, and it's real fun. They're running around. Marty sees himself dancing up and singing on the stage, and there's a bunch of times where Doc Brown sees the other Doc Brown, and then they almost run into each other, and there's a lot of fun things like that. So that part was real fun. I took some notes, y'all. I'm sorry, this is my first one, so if I look at my notes, I hope y'all forgive me. The car can fly. Oh, that's the best part, in all honesty. What happens at the end is that Doc Brown somehow gets back and he goes in a different part of time, and then they said it's to be continued. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens afterwards. But they did save the day and everything, and make it. They got everything go back to normal. If you're worried about that part, but I want to talk more about some of the individual parts of the movie. The first part I want to talk about is called the visual effects. I liked them. They're real good. The car can fly, y'all. It looks exactly like as if the car can fly. And you get off in that very first part, and it just flies off, and you're like, oh boy. So you know it's good. You know it's going to be a real good movie after that. There's a part where Marty flies around on what is called a hoverboard. And it's like a little skateboard, but it don't have no wheels or nothing. It just goes on the ground or something. And I thought that was real fun. And he runs around. There's a big chase scene and everything. And then he gets out in the water and they say, hey, it don't work you can't use it on the water. And then he's in trouble because he don't know because he's not from that time, But the hoverboard scene was real good. I thought it was all the parts of it looked real good. The visual effects was all real good. I liked them. Next I want to talk about the music. The music was real good. I liked it a lot. I thought that it was real exciting, and a lot, like in the parts of the movie that was exciting. Like if it was a chase scene, like I was saying earlier, the movie would get real exciting and be like, like it should be. And when Marty's like sneaking around and stuff, it's like beep boop boo doo doo. That kind of music, and that part was good. I like that. I thought it was real fun. I liked the music a lot. It was real good. Let's see. The next part that I wanted to talk about was the costumes, and this is the first part that I had a problem with in the movie, because I thought that the 1985 costumes looked real good. I thought they looked like what they'd be wearing back in 1985, and I thought that the 1955 costumes looked real good, and also looked like what they'd be wearing back in 55. But I didn't think that the costumes from 2015 looked anything like what we're wearing today in 2015. I thought that it looked more like what I think the clothes in our future is going to look like. I think it looks like clothes from the future, like with two ties and plastic ties and stuff. But I think just not yet, So I think they were just a little bit too soon on that one. And I talked to my dad about it, and he said, they didn't know. This was a long time ago when they made that movie. So they didn't know, and they just had to make a good guess. So I don't blame them. That was just one little thing, I think. Yeah, but it was other than that, it was real good. Like I said, the 1955 clothes looked real good, and that part was fun. I like watching them in the different outfits and everything. Marty had to play. He had to dress up like a spy. I like that part real good. Now I'd like to review some of the performances. I thought that Michael J. Fox did a real good job. He was real likable and exciting. He was real exciting. He was fun. I like watching him singing in that one part when he was singing, and I was cheering for him the whole time, and I think that's real important. I think that Christopher Lloyd was real good as Dr. Brown. He did a good job. I would have liked to see him maybe wear a stethoscope so that we knew more that he was a doctor, and maybe talk more about science. Those were my two things about his thing that I didn't like as much. But he's real good. He had all the good plans and everything, and he was good at being like a crazy man sometimes, which is I think was real good. And then my favorite one was this man named Biff. His name is Biff, and let me tell you, Biff has a tough life. And everyone is mean to him, and that makes Biff mean to everybody else. So, but I think that the man who was Biff, he did a good job of making it like you knew that he was mean to other people because his mom was mean to him, And that, I thought that was real good. So he was my favorite one. And my favorite part was the one who's the Biff in the main part of the movie. He's all the different Biffs. So you get to see him be like a bunch of different types of Biff. And that was fun too. So I like that part. I dropped my notes. Let me see. Just a couple more. We talked about performances. I like Biff. My favorite parts. The car can... Y'all, the car looks exactly like it can fly. And, I mean, I told you start watching that movie and that very first part, it just flies away and it's exciting. So I like that part a lot. I like the 80s cafe that they went to. I like to see Ronald Reagan and Michael Jackson and everyone. That was funny. They had Pizza Hut. And I didn't see that type of pizza that is on my menu here at my Pizza Hut, but a lot of them, those things they're just regional. But I think they nailed it with Pizza Hut being popular still. So I thought I liked that a lot. I liked all the times, like I said, where Marty would see the other Marty, or all that part when they would almost run into each other. That part was fun. The hoverboards were great. I love that part too. That part was real fun. Biff's house, man, when he goes back and Biff is a bad guy and corrupt and he has all that money, his house is real nice. If you just watch it for the decor part of that part, it's real good. You can watch it just for that and get enjoyment out of the movie. And then this is my favoriteest part in the whole part, was that there's this one scene where Marty, and he's got to get this book back. I told you about the gambling book. He's got to try to get back. And he and Dr. Brown are running around. They're chasing him around, Biff, and Biff's car. And then Biff's in this tunnel, and Barty's chasing him, and he's on his hoverboard too. So it's real good. And then he goes out, and what happens is Biff slams in, and his car gets filled up with manure. It's so good. I like that part a lot. So... yeah, it was good. I thought that Biff was really violent. That was another thing I didn't like. He always solved his problems with violence. I thought that our TVs that we have wasn't as nice. I mean, it's nicer than the ones that they thought we was going to have in the future when they thought this was the future. So, but that was it. That was my review. I hope y'all liked it. Hold on. If you want me to review a different movie, you can email me at It's DaleLeeWayne@yahoo.com, and I'll try to watch your movie and see if my friend has it and watch it and review it. So that's it. Thank you.